Well, good evening, Ravens flock. Good evening, Steelers people. Good evening.
Steelers Nation.
I was gonna
You want
say
to
it, but I'm
call
like I couldn't bring myself to it. Good evening, everyone.
Steelers
Tough
playing.
day, tough afternoon for these Baltimore Ravens facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. And who would have thought going into this season, Pittsburgh Steelers would be in first place? But here they are. And tonight, to recap this atrocity of a game, I have Hendo from the Rogue Pod and Suge Knight 323. Gentlemen, good evening. Thank you both for being here. How are you doing?
What's up?
Well, I'll let the Ravens fan go first. Go ahead.
I'm tired. I'm extremely tired. This game has me worn out. Shout out to Coach Evans and Engraven because I don't understand how y'all can stream for 4 or 5 hours and then come back and do a recap. This game has emotionally drained me.
Indeed. Absolutely.
Congratulations,
Shug.
Sean
Shug,
Harbaugh.
Yeah. For me, I mean, I'm emotionally happy right now. I get to spend time with my good friend Hendo and Yolanda, which is always a pleasure. Um, and yeah, this is. I mean, it's nothing really to celebrate. We're 8-2. We're still not in the playoffs yet. Nothing's done. So we'll just keep trucking along. There's a game we have on Thursday, and I saw a meme already that says we just beat the Ravens and we'll lose to the Browns. So we gotta get our mindset right and get ready to play Thursday. So we haven't done anything. We won a close game, a tough game with our rivals, and nothing to celebrate.
oh, there's plenty for you to celebrate. There's plenty, and we'll talk
Who
about
is,
the.
who is this guy?
Who is this guy? What?
Trying to play it calm, cool, and collected. When we get in the Discord, I already know what's about to happen.
Nothing. Nothing's gonna happen in the Discord, Hendo. You know what? And shout out to all the Discords out there. Lunch break, hot take, Coach Evans, Hendo with his Discord. We all hang out, and we rib each other a little bit about football and others and things. But no, I mean, I'm being honest. This was a tough game. I know Ravens fans are a little upset, but like I was telling Yolanda off camera, I'm like, uh, this game to me was what I thought it was going to be. I think our offense could have been a little bit better, but up until the fourth quarter, I think the Steelers defense was just playing a great game. They knew what we had to do. Um, we were there making plays, and shout out to my man PQ, who every Ravens fan said he ain't gonna have any kind of game, and he said, "Are you not entertained?"
Oh, this your man now.
Right.
He's
because
been my man.
he has
He's
not.
been my man. I hold up. We could go look at the tape. I never called
No,
him
you
Dairy
didn't.
Queen.
You didn't call him out, but early in the season, you was like, "Y'all got us."
No, I never said that.
Is that true,
I,
Shug?
no, I never said that. I
Okay.
said
This
my
dude
man.
this man has one good game out of 11.
No, he did. He's had to go. But he doesn't have to play crazy. He's got T.J. Watt. He's
For
got
that money,
Highsmith.
for the money, he do got to play crazy.
He got Hayward. They making plays.
You were missing
Hendo?
Highsmith.
We were missing Highsmith. You're absolutely right. We were missing Highsmith, but it looked like we didn't need him.
Wow.
Wow.
Just
I don't
saying.
know. I don't know about that. I don't know.
I mean, what was King Henry's stats today?
We're gonna
16 rushes.
okay, all right, okay. See how this is going. Okay, we're gonna do this real fast, real quick. 'Cause I don't like to take the
Yolanda, you made the biggest mistake.
I know.
And then you dragged me into it.
No, Suge.
Oh, for
asked.
sure.
That was Suge. That was Suge's,
Oh yeah, for sure. You have to be here too.
that was
No,
Suge's
I
request.
don't.
So let's break this game down. All right. Offense. Baltimore Ravens offense going up against this Steelers defense. We'll start with you, Suge. Suge, what did you see? What did you think of the Ravens offense?
No, I saw what I thought I was going to see in the last 4 games for Lamar when he's played the Steelers. He has struggled. The big thing, which I thought was the right way to go about it, was run the ball. Run the ball, make Pittsburgh have to tackle Derrick Henry, and then you play action pass, throw the ball. Well, guess what? First play of the game or second play of the game, whatever it was, Derrick Henry runs the ball and he fumbles.
Mercy.
And I think and again we and you guys were saying it because I was watching your live, and you guys said, and a lot of people said it. Once that fumble happened, it seemed like Derrick Henry disconnected from the game. He just was frustrated, and he still had some runs. Like there's no doubt about it. He definitely had some runs, but it wasn't the Derrick Henry that we saw against like Cincinnati, or
Dallas.
it wasn't the Derrick Henry that leads the league in every rushing category.
Right.
It just wasn't. And I credit the Steelers defense. Look, say what you want. They have been building this defense over the past couple of years. They've been pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Finally got some corners that at least will play. They might not be great, but they play. But we got guys in position to make plays, and that's what they were able to do today. Were to make plays, make big plays, tackle Derrick Henry in the backfield, pressure Lamar. We saw a play. There's a play that's in my intro for when I do my show where Lamar runs around the field and he gets a first down close to a touchdown. That happened today 3 times and it scared the heck out of me. Yet the Steelers were able to either get him out of bounds, get him on the ground, or get him to throw a errant pass to his players. And I thought that was going to be the deciding factor. Can he make those big splash plays and get it downfield? Now, granted, I know fans are going to be like, hey, we got penalties, things like that. Yes. But at the same time, there was opportunities and a lot of overthrown balls and a lot of miscommunication, obviously with your 2-point conversion, where they show a video of likely slapping who was it, Aguilar's hand, and some kind of miscommunication.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like what I saw from our defense. We have some things we need to improve on, but when you hold the number one offensive team to and the number one quarterback, probably a third MVP to 127 yards through 3 quarters, you're feeling pretty good. So
Hendo, just first start with the first half. Offense. Ravens offense against the Steelers defense. What were you thinking?
I was thinking we were in trouble. Like you said, after the second carry of the game, Derrick Henry fumbled the ball. And the issue for me isn't turnovers because they're going to happen, but it's the way the team is just lackadaisical in carrying the ball. He was just carrying the ball, and the dude didn't even really hit him that hard. He fumbles the ball. You can see that he's dejected. It kind of threw us off a little bit and has gotten us to a slow start. Lamar missed some throws, the penalties. The biggest thing for me is 2 things. First, it was the offensive line. They didn't block for anything. And I know Suge said he saw Lamar running around because Lamar was running for his life. Like Lamar
He
was doing
was.
everything that he could. It was
Yeah.
points in time where you saw 4 Steelers surrounding him, and the offensive lineman would just stand there like this. Lamar got it. He
Yeah.
will make a play.
Yeah.
And the Todd Monken called a horrible game. Derrick Henry had 16 rushes for 65 yards. Derrick Henry has never had a 100-yard game versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. He averages 60.6 yards per game, and he hit right around his average. I know once he fumbled, John Harbaugh kind of took him out the game. It was just certain times that where like Derrick Henry needs to be on the field. At the 2-point conversion, why is Derrick Henry not on the field even as a decoy? But one of the biggest disappointments for me was we had this conversation right before the half. I said, Yolanda, you think they should go for it or we should just kneel it out and let the clock run out? You was like, man, we need to be aggressive and go for that thing. And I'm like, we could turn the ball over. Something could happen. And Isaiah Likely, what does he do? Carrying the ball, lackadaisical.
Mm-hmm.
and who took that ball?
I was about to get to a Suge. Patrick Queen just came and ripped his manhood away from him and just took the ball. Now, if you really look at the play, he was down. His elbow was down, but it was so close that being that they called it a fumble, it was inconclusive. So it had to go the way that they called it on the field. So, but like you're in your own 20. You have to protect the ball at that point. I don't know what Isaiah Likely was thinking. You can fight for more yards, but you may get 1 or 2 more yards. It's 30 seconds left on the clock. So what difference does it make? Go down. And I just think that mentally we weren't prepared enough because we had 10 days to get ready for this game. Steelers, y'all played last Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we played last Thursday. So we got an extra 3 days of rest, an extra 3 days of preparation. We were, like you said, or it should be, the number one offense in the league, the number one scoring offense in the league. We came in here and we put up 16 points. We had 329 yards of total offense. We've been land-based in this defense all season long for not holding up the standard that the offense is, and the offense held up their end of the ball and giving up 309 yards to the Steelers, holding them to 6 field goals, which 2 of those were caused by turnovers and giving them a short field. So essentially, we just didn't do what we needed to do. And most importantly, what are we going to do with Justin Tucker? He's missed 2 field goals. He's missed extra points. Like, he's just not the Justin Tucker that we're used to. And going forward, he could become a liability to this team.
Well, let me say something about the Justin Tucker thing. And he did miss field goals, and I understand that. But at the same time, give the Steelers defense some credit. You guys were in a point because you guys were at a point where the field goal wasn't as long. We pushed you back. You guys tried to get yards. We kept you from getting yards. So we made it tough on you.
I'm not blaming the field goals for the loss. I'm not blaming them for the loss. I'm just saying.
I mean, there's a lot of fans out there that are blaming, but also too, it's a very hard place to kick in Pittsburgh. It's always been hard.
Did you kick a miss?
Well, no, because he's great.
Justin Tucker doesn't only miss in Pittsburgh, so that excuse right there is out the door.
I mean, his leg's falling off, but it's okay. Go ahead.
This is a game where, and we're starting with the Ravens offense going up against the Steelers defense. The Steelers are a familiar foe. There's no excuse for this. It's not a situation where it's an NFC team or even an AFC team that we don't play every time, or an NFC. What happened, Hendo?
She's about to go down. Josh Allen just ran in for a touchdown. She's about to go down.
Okay, well, Hendo, please keep us up to date with that. But this is not like an NFC team that we don't see once every couple of years. And even still, that's not an excuse because there's film on every team. So if you are a prepared and disciplined organization, no matter if you play that team once every year, twice a year, once every 2 or 3 years, it doesn't matter. But especially, this one hurts especially so because we did not have to lose. This was our game to win. By all accounts, if you look at it, going into this game, our offense has been what I like to call high-powered, what I like to call, we found our stride. We started off pretty rocky. We started to see an improvement. We used Derrick Henry. Hint, hint. Ravens use Derrick Henry. It's not that difficult. But then today, to see a completely different offense, a completely different team, why is it that we deviate from what works for us? And last year when we played the Steelers, it was when we lost, it was our offense. We had so many drops by all of the wide receivers. And today, yes, we had a couple of drops, sure. But we also had Lamar missing some throws, some very makeable, doable throws.
Touchdown to Deontay. That would have been a touchdown to Deontay.
Definitely to Deontay Johnson. And I remember saying in the live stream, Hendo, that I give a little bit of leeway to Deontay and Lamar because Deontay Johnson just got here a couple of weeks ago. And the week that he came, I believe Lamar was out because of a knee and back injury, not injury, but he was resting his knee and his back. So he missed 2 days of practice, maybe 3, I don't remember. So that very first week, there wasn't really a whole lot of working together. So that left us with just all of last week. Okay, fine. But what do we say about Justice Hill? Which now results in an interception on Lamar's record. So just want to take 2.5 real quick to say hello to everyone. I see you. Thank you all for being here. Rod Wave, Lady Laura Baltimore, Just Tornado, Go Man. I want to read the comment real quick from Big Reg. Thanks for joining. Derrick Henry was disconnected from John Harbaugh because I guarantee he had something to say. We know John hates when guys fumble. I didn't think about that, but that is a good point. We don't know what happened when Derrick Henry returned to that sideline. And Derrick Henry does not strike me as the type who will take too kindly to John and his doghouse mentality. Should you going to say
Yolanda,
something?
yeah, I was going to say something real quick. I see a lot of comments in the comment section saying, "What did the Steelers defense have to do with Justin Tucker missing field goals?" Let me ask you a question. You're the number one. You're a top offense. 3rd and 6 on the Pittsburgh 29 shotgun. You incomplete pass to Zay Flowers. You don't get any other yards past that. You kick a field goal on 4th and 6. He misses it. Second field goal he missed. You're at the Pittsburgh 32. 2nd and 10. Short pass for a -1 yard. Third and 11. Incomplete pass to the left. He kicks it. He misses it again. So if he gets 2 or 3 yards in those plays, most likely Justin Tucker makes those field goals.
That's
Okay?
another thing. That's another thing.
But when you're not getting any yards, that's the defense. That's the defense making plays and stopping them, whether you like it or not. And so I'm going to give the Steelers defense credit because
First of all, they played well.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't. Whoever
No.
I didn't catch the chat. I'll try and keep up, but I'm not going. I'm going to keep it 100%. I do not sit here
You gonna
and
keep it 100?
pretend that our team is better.
You gonna keep it 100?
Yes,
Say
I'm
it.
not going to pretend that
Sam,
our
keep it
team is
100.
better than what we demonstrated we are today.
What
That's
are
it.
we? What are
Here's
we?
what we
What
are.
are we?
Thank you.
Because
I'm glad you
some
asked. Here's
games
the answer.
Some
Here's
games
the
we are
answer.
truly dominant and look like a Super Bowl contender, like we are the best team in the league. And then this other weeks, we just look like we are the kissing cousins of the Cleveland Browns.
Who are we? You asked the question. I'm going to give you the answer. We are an inconsistent and undisciplined team. That's who we are right now. Can that change? It can. But you cannot convince me. There's nothing you can say. There's no stat you can show me that will change my mind to say this team is not inconsistent. What are you talking about? Absolutely. Because I know we're just talking about offense, but I have to go here, take a minute and say it. When you talk about what I've been asking for since the start of the season, I've been asking for better O-line play, but more importantly, as of late, I've been asking for better defensive play. Today, we saw better defensive play from our men on defense, but we saw a complete, I want to say regression, but I don't want to keep us there. Hopefully we'll snap out of it next week because against the Chargers. But anyway, what is that? That's inconsistent. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the Ravens are doing great offensively. They're putting up the most points in the NFL practically. They're scoring on every drive. Today, what did we do? And yes, we can certainly place the blame, some of it, on Justin Tucker. But you as a football team, this needs to be balanced on all 3 phases. You don't put Justin Tucker in a situation where, okay, you got to carry the load. It's nice if it happens that way. It's nice when you know that lately, when you know that Justin Tucker has been struggling, you know this. Offense, your responsibility is to put points on the board and not just go 3 and out. So then you can say, oh, well, Justin Tucker missed field goals. He did. Lamar Jackson missed passes. Zay Flowers had a drop.
Lamar Jackson made plays to make up for those missed passes.
He did, but my point is nobody was perfect.
Justin Tucker's highly paid. So when you say I don't expect him to carry certain things, he's highly paid for what he does. I expect him to, when the offense falters, do your one job.
I mean, a lot of our players are highly paid. How many times have we said Roquan Smith is highly paid? I'm not talking about today specifically. How many times have we said Marcus Williams is highly paid? How many times have we said Nnamdi Madubuike is highly paid? So, I mean, can we continue? So just because a player is highly paid doesn't mean that every highly paid player on the Ravens.
But at times they make plays. Justin Tucker's been inconsistent all year. He's been missing kicks all year.
He has. And that's why I said there's enough blame to go around. I did not say that Justin Tucker is absolved from liability. No, put his name in there. You can't miss field goals. He is. But if one of those plays had resulted in a touchdown, we'd be in a different situation.
Or if one of those field goals would have been made.
Or if one of those, I know, the opposite end of the pendulum, if one of those field goals had been made, we'd be in a different situation. Or if that 2-point conversion.
I mean, we can't do oars because if Van Jefferson would have caught that pass.
That too, or if Russell Wilson doesn't throw a freaking lob to. I will give you guys credit for keeping us out of the end zone, but outside of the fumble, Russell was able to drive down the field and get us into scoring position every time.
That's
You
true.
know,
Yeah.
he was, and so people are going to act like, oh well, we kept him under wraps. Yeah, you did, but we still got points out of it. You guys didn't do that today. You guys didn't do that today. You got the one touchdown from Henry, and then you got the one passing touchdown, and that was it.
And,
Other than
and
those, you know, we were essentially with taking away the fumble. We were in the red zone 6 times. You guys
Yeah.
were what, twice?
yeah. And that is a good point, Killicam. He said, I do expect Justin Tucker to make a 47-yarder.
Facts.
Fair enough. That is fair enough. He missed from, I think, 50, 51.
50 and 47.
50 and 47. But he made it from 52, I think, is what it was. So, yeah. So, right. Justin Tucker, add him to the list, the growing list of issues that seem to be plaguing this Ravens team. I would not have thought we'd sit here tonight and really complain about a lackluster offense, horrible offensive performance by pretty much everybody. And this O-line, this offensive line, we knew we were going up against TJ Watt-led defensive front. We knew that. Did we have a plan for it?
Yes.
Oh,
You guys did. Y'all kept TJ under wraps. You did.
Well, no, because one of them was a penalty, but somehow Hard or Ricard was left blocking TJ Watt 1-on-1.
that's my point.
I don't think
Pat Ricard. And
What? You said what?
Patrick Ricard.
No, his name is Hard R Ricard. Hard ER if you're nasty.
I mean, Watt only had two QB hits. I mean, there wasn't a lot of QB hits on Lamar. You know, you guys did a pretty good job on him.
No, Shook. Yeah, but 2 QB hits. But did you see how they surrounded him? You see how as soon as he got the ball, it was 3 steals right there. Like, Watt didn't necessarily get the sack, but he disrupted plays. Your whole defense just obliterated our offensive line.
Yeah,
I think for me, Cam Hayward. Yeah, I think Cam Hayward had a great one.
It was frustrating, so frustrating. Exactly, Killicam. Our guards played horribly today. Horrible play from them.
Game over. Chiefs lose their first game.
Chiefs lost to the Bills. Wow.
Oh God! Now we're gonna have to hear.
Now we're gonna hear
MVP.
We lost. They
we
won.
We beat the only.
We've been telling you this that Josh Allen is the real MVP and should have been. Yeah. Okay.
Let me go tweet real quick at you guys and say Josh Allen for MVP. Well, I'll be right back. Hold up.
I mean, I couldn't care less.
No, please don't. Yeah.
Shook as a franchise like the Steelers, you should know we don't worry about MVPs. We're worrying about winning championships. Only the ringless Bills franchise is worried about an MVP.
Yeah. But my thought is Lamar Jackson has been able to masterfully mask a lot of the deficiencies,
right?
Namely, primarily on offensive line. Yeah. Tonight or today, it was very embarrassing. It was rather embarrassing. The penalties that continued.
Oh my Lord.
It just did not stop. It didn't. So
they should.
I
got a credit card here for you. And some draft picks. Mike Tomlin for John Harbaugh, 1-on-1. and cash.
You know what I just noticed too? You know who got the 2 fumble recoveries? Elliott and Queen.
Yeah, the 2 former Ravens.
Lovely.
Shout out to you guys. How's did they update us on Roquan Smith and his injury?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked.
I didn't watch. Yeah, I was exhausted after this. I did not watch, but
I can tell you what John Harbaugh said though, without watching it. I love our guys. They fought hard. Unfortunately, we just didn't win the game today. You know, we're going to come back harder. We're going to practice. We're going to be better. I promise you this. We're going to be better, and we're just looking forward to next week. I guarantee you that's what this press conference said.
Thank you, Hendo, for knowing exactly what was said during the presser.
Listen, I have football coaching for dummies too. I have that book.
That's terrible. That's really terrible. But this This offense, really, very disturbing. And
offensive.
RG, thank you for being here. He said, no one dropped a touchdown. No one fumbled on the goal line. Justin Tucker missed two scoring opportunities. Okay. There's a lot to unpack with that. While your statements are... Go ahead, Hendo.
I'm sorry, something just popped in my head. This
ahead.
isn't the first time we went for a 2-point conversion versus the Steelers to win the game. And John Harbaugh, I think, called the same exact play with Greg Roman, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Andrews went out on a
Yes. Yes.
But I will point out, Jose said this on Lunch Break Hard Take. You guys had a play. Hot take, sorry.
You know what he meant.
Hard take. He Tomlin saw them in a package and immediately called timeout. Mm-hmm. And it caused them to change the play, which was that thing. And you guys are going to analyze it, I'm sure. But that video of likely slapping Aguilar's hand when Aguilar's trying to move him,
yes,
is going to be very interesting because it looks like it is a run play with Lamar running out and then possibly a pitch to Aguilar, whereas likely went inside the block. So now Aguilar has nothing in front of him.
Well, Aguilar actually blocked on that play. Aguilar actually blocked.
But if you watch the play, he blocked, but then turned. But he was turned way over here as Lamar's running this way. So I think that was the play. But you won't know until.
Listen, Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin said the Baltimore Ravens are very predictable. Very predictable. He called the timeout because he knew what the look was going to be. He knew what the Ravens were going to run on that 2-point conversion. So he called the timeout to let his team know we're right. This is exactly what they're going to run. And if you look at the Steelers doing that play, everybody converged to Lamar Jackson because they knew exactly where he was going. Everybody went there.
Hey, so what happened with that revenge game with Deontay Johnson? I just want to know if anything.
Shots fired. Okay, so
he said he's saving that for the home game. He said he want to do it at Pittsburgh. He want to do it at home.
It makes sense. Mm-hmm. It makes sense because he couldn't really catch in the Steelers stadium anyway, so it makes sense.
Right. Going back to the comment, RG, no one dropped a touchdown. No one fumbled on the goal line. The problem that I have with that is when you are already struggling on offense and you have a momentum shift. Not speaking specifically about Henry's touchdown because there was no momentum. It was the second drive of the game. But certainly when you have a fumble or when you have a drop pass, that changes, right? That changes the connection or it can also shift the focus. And what we saw today, or at least for me, what I saw today was a lack of focus, lack of discipline, also absolutely lack of execution. So it's not just on the coaches. It's not. The players have to play better. They do. But here today, they didn't. So while you can say, yeah, they didn't drop a touchdown, they didn't drop they fumble on the goal line, they made bad plays when it mattered. We were already struggling on offense to get a rhythm going. We were trying to get something going. Then we have a fumble.
Are they teaching ball security? So I'm putting that on the coaches because, you can't just have multiple players holding the ball the way that they do if it's not being taught that way. Because if I'm a coach and I'm watching you run with the ball and I'm seeing you just do everything with it, I'm going to be like, yo, high and tight, hold it in. And they're just running around, ball coming up here, doing all this, like they dancing with it. I'm like,
you know what, Hendo? It looked like Steelers were ready for that. I wonder who told him about that. I'm not even trying to joke around.
I know who told him. You know what? I know your team was more prepared. Your team was ready. Your team, Coach Tomlin said, we're going to have a plan for everything the Ravens want to even consider trying during this game.
Because that's the thing. When you have a great head coach, when you look at film, they point out these little inaccuracies. Like, look, when he does this or when he goes this way, this is what he does. So they're prepared and ready for it. We had an extra 3 days, and we still came unprepared. We started the game off lackadaisical. Yes, Derrick Henry fumbled, but we still should not have gotten away from the run. And he ran it 13 times. We have a statistic when the Baltimore Ravens run the ball under 20 times. John Harbaugh is like 0 for 34 now.
Do you think it was because the fumble? but also too he was just getting hit in the back because he would get splash plays, but then for some reason a play later he'd run the ball and he'd get tackled in the backfield. I don't think they were used to that.
He got hit. No, he got hit versus Dallas. He got hit versus Tampa
He's
Bay.
used to it.
He got hit, and that's the thing. We keep plugging along, and then just like in this game, he hits the long one.
Yep.
But then why? But why didn't you keep doing it then? I'm just asking you
because John
you did it in Dallas.
The same reason we don't keep running Derrick Henry.
John Harbaugh, because when you fumble, he doesn't like players that fumble, and when you get in his doghouse, he's like a petulant little child. And he's like, oh, well, I'm going to teach him. I'm going to sit him down and show him that we don't do this around here. Instead of saying, you know what? He made a mistake. All right, keep feeding him the ball. He's fumbled once as a Baltimore Raven. Keep feeding him the ball.
That's right.
I guarantee you it's not going to happen again. But instead, John wants to show that he's the man, that he's the leader of this ship, and put him on the bench. There's no way possible you can tell me that he made a conscious effort to say, Todd, we're not putting Derrick in on this play. Cool, I'm with it.
Yeah.
Also, and like you said, the 2-point conversion. Why would you not have Derrick Henry out there?
Even as a decoy. Because
he scored your first touchdown. Why would you not have him out there? So yeah. No, you had two. You had Flowers got one.
Oh yeah, we had Flowers. Okay.
Listen. We dictated what we were going to do when we put Justice Hill in the game. The Steelers were ready for some kind of run pass option. They knew what was going to happen. They knew if it was going to be ran, it was going to be ran by Lamar. And if it was going to be thrown, it was going to be thrown by Lamar. There was no threat of the run on that play, and the Steelers sold out.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I get why Yolanda that you forgot about Flowers scoring a touchdown because he looked like Ricky from Boys in the Hood when he missed that pass.
Do I got to do another one? Do I have to do another one?
You have to do it. You have to do another one. That was worse. That was worse because that was a catch.
No sun, and there was no sun in his eyes.
Yeah, there's no sun. There wasn't a Steeler in sight. He got away, and it just right in the chest.
This is the thing that frustrates me. All right, everybody jumped on Rashad Bateman, rightfully so, but the sun was in his eyes. The ball hit him in the face. Zay Flowers drops a lot of passes, and he doesn't get half of the criticism that Hollywood Brown got when he was a Baltimore Raven. Hollywood Brown dropped a pass three times in one game, and that's all people ever talked about. They didn't talk about that he showed up each and every playoff game. He didn't fumble in playoff games. He didn't get penalties in playoff games, but everybody always lets Zay Flowers slide for these mishaps and these slights. He has a problem sometimes catching the ball, and he is our number one, and that's my issue with it. He is our number one wide receiver, and he has issues catching the ball wide open, not contested catches, wide open balls.
And talking about catching passes, Pickens didn't have the greatest game. He had only 89 yards. Right. But why do you guys want to kill your guys' corner? Like y'all want to just run him out of town now? Yeah, they're like, get him out of here.
That was a perfect
pass.
That was a perfect pass. It was a perfect pass. It was nothing Brandon Stevens to do. And listen, I thank goodness that George Pickens is a nutcase. Because no, I thank goodness he's a nutcase because I think sometimes he just plays around like he's not serious about football. That pass that they called back, that they called the first down and they called it back, he could have easily gotten that second foot in. Easily.
Oh, yeah.
Playing around, stretching the ball out and stuff like that. So I'm glad he's silly.
Shout out to my channel members who are with us tonight. 86 Ghost, I see you. He said the Ravens offense gave the ball to Pittsburgh on our side of the 50, at least 2 of 3 turnovers. That's right.
Hold on. Let me correct you. You didn't give us anything. We took it. Just letting y'all know. We took it.
You feel better now?
Thank you, Sean.
Am I lying? Hendo, am I lying?
No, but do you feel better about interrupting her and saying that?
I just had to put it out there. But it's okay. Go ahead. My apologies, Yolanda.
No, you're fine. It's fine. Also, David Hunt, another one of my amazing channel members, he said, that's what I was saying earlier. Keep feeding Henry the ball. Yes, indeed. That is one thing the Ravens have shown us that they are very willing to do is to stop running the ball with Derrick Henry. Not having Henry in there is similar to Seattle not running beast mode on 2nd and goal with this in the Super Bowl against the Patriots.
Jack, we got a Steelers guy in there because he's a part of the family, first and foremost. And even before the loss, he was slated to come on here. So we don't duck smoke.
Yeah, no. If there's two people on here that don't duck smoke. If the Steelers would have lost, I would have definitely canceled. Would have been on this panel. But no,
word.
I wouldn't have done that. I would have, I would have showed up. I would have cried, but I would have showed up.
Kind of like
But
when we streamed, kind of like the first 3 quarters of last year when we streamed. You looked so sad the first 3 quarters.
You did.
I was so bad.
remember.
I was so bad.
Then that
You
fourth
were.
quarter, all of a sudden, you
All
come
of a
alive.
sudden,
All of
it
a
was.
sudden.
Oh,
But
I
that's why I didn't say anything during this whole game. I was watching your stream. I was watching Engraven stream. I was watching Coach's stream. I was watching D. That's a Steelers fan stream. I had you guys up. I didn't say a word. I kept my mouth shut. Let the game play away. I let the game play.
DDSQ, thanks for joining. He said, nah, Shug, penalties keep the Ravens in negative situations. Absolutely. The penalties, they continue. Are we the most penalized team in the league?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, John Parsons, we lost a lot of defensive coaches to promotion, but I don't think we picked the right one to make DC. Let's talk about the defense. Let's talk about the defense for a bit. Ravens defense going against the Steelers offense. We'll start with you, Shug. We'll start with you. What did you see?
I mean, the reality is you guys played a good game. You kept us out of the red zone. But to me, what Russell Wilson has to do for the Steelers is to make plays when he can, but don't make mistakes. If he doesn't throw that interception and we get 3 out of it, or he gets a touchdown, it looks great on us. He threw an interception, but guess what? Right after that, what happened? The defense got an interception. Yeah. Okay. I won't put that. I won't put.
Lamar didn't throw an interception.
He didn't throw that. He didn't throw an interception. Okay.
That's a self fumble.
It is not, but it's not even a fumble though. It's an interception. But he didn't. But don't get. It looks bad. Yeah. It looks bad. But
it's an assisted interception.
That's what is the cushion for Russell Wilson. He has a cushion knowing my defense is good enough that if I do make a mistake, they can give me the ball back. Outside of that interception, though, he didn't play a bad game. They just couldn't get in the end zone, but they were able to get in scoring positions. And I was okay with that. Now, some people will say, well, you can't just win off field goals. You have to score touchdowns. Very true. But when you got that defense that shuts a team down or at least limits them and makes them make mistakes, then you got that cushion. Is there some things he needs to work on? Yes. I like the package of Fields being in there. Now, I wish he wouldn't have slide so dang early because that might have been that would have kind of messed things up. But he was able to get the first down. He's close to the first down. Then we got the first down, things like that. The 4th and 1 we went on, I was watching you guys when did that happen. That's a aggressive call, but it kind of is like telling your defense, I believe in you, because you don't do that against a number 1 scoring offense. Steelers were like, you know what, we're gonna go for it, and they didn't really have to pay, for it. They were like, all right, cool, we went for it. It is what it is. So as far as your defense, you guys play great in the red zone. 100% give you that. But when a team kicks 6 field goals from you, it adds up. It might not. You might say, hey, that was a great thing. We kept them from scoring touchdowns, but you didn't keep them from scoring.
Listen, and I have to give you guys credit. I have to give you guys credit because the Derrick Henry fumble wasn't in the red zone. It was at like the 40-yard line. So y'all had to drive down a little bit. Y'all got down to like the 20 to kick that field goal. So it wasn't like he just fumbled and y'all were just in field goal range. So
the likely one was that was so great. That was so good to see Patrick Queen punch that ball out. I was so happy.
He was so happy. He's like, they're not going to talk about me tonight. Yippee!
Yeah, he was very happy about that. Extremely, extremely pleased. What about you, Hendo? Ravens defense going up against the Steelers offense. What did you think?
I mean, I think the defense played well. I think this may have been their best performance of the year outside of the Buffalo game. They gave up 10 points to Buffalo and Josh Allen, but I think with the weapons that the Steelers have, they did a better job of it. They were put in some adverse situations, and they gave up a couple of field goals. They even got an interception in the end zone. I mean, I think it's a wasted performance. Oweh came through with 2.5 sacks. Broderick Washington came through with a sack. Who would have thunk it? Brandon Stevens even had a half a sack. So I think they did everything that they could, but I saw something on Twitter, and I really didn't think about this. I was thinking about it throughout the game, but they put on Twitter, Marlon Humphrey is a $98 million cornerback. Why are you covering wide receiver 3?
Because what happened last time? What happened last time you tried to cover Pickens?
That was he was coming off injury.
Hey, but you know what? Let me just say this about your defense. Kyle Hamilton, you're going to have to kill that guy to get him off the field because he looked like he was hurt every 5 minutes. His shoulder was falling off, and he was still making plays. So shout out to him. He you know, I like him.
Yeah. That is, if there's a such thing as moral victory, if there's such thing as a silver lining, it would be that for us in terms of our defense.
Listen, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Shout out to superstar Donovan Carter for the $10 super chat. He says Harbaugh is beyond cooked. Half the game he stands there with his mouth agape, looking confused and scared, and does nothing but hinder the Ravens when he actually decides to coach. Facts. 100% appreciate you again. Oh, you can't even see him. That's right. You can't see him.
No, but you can read them as they come in.
No, not that. You can't see Harbaugh.
And how do you? Oh boy,
That's how he looks on the sideline. That's how he stands there on the sideline.
Mouth all open. Wow. Thank you for the super chat. Yes, and if you'd like to donate to either show, feel free. There should be links that you can submit a Cash App, or you can do a super sticker, super chat. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support.
Pin link in the comment section.
What'd you say?
Pin link in the comment section.
Okay. On Hendo Stream, there is a pinned link in the comment section if you would like to donate to the channel. I see you, Inez Martin 101. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
She says, "Go Steelers."
Oh, shout out! They come out. They bring them out.
But you know what? But you know what the thing is? The thing I can say, for the most part, outside of family and friends, that I do appreciate about Steelers fan base, for the most part, very respectful. Like, they know that this is a rivalry and it can go either way, and they're very respectful. Like, they talk a little smack, but they don't get really disrespectful like Buffalo fans
or Bengals.
Have you talked to your brother?
Or Bengals. No, I'm not.
Have you talked to your brother?
No, I'm not talking to that hoe.
I'm sorry, Hendo.
Yeah, he's a garden tool. He likes to gardening.
No.
Gardening.
No.
He likes gardening.
DDSQ, Oweh with 5 sacks in the 2 games. Yes. 2.5 against the Raiders and 2.5 against the Steelers. Didn't we say it?
Listen,
I said at the start of the live stream, tonight needs to be a big night for Odafe Oweh. I'm asking for 1 sack. I want 1.5, but that was a lot, so I went with 1.
Okay, enough. Wrap it up, B.
And lo and behold, my guy, Odafe Oweh, 2.5 tonight. What say you, Shug, about Odafe Oweh?
Well, you're not the
other Shug. Yes,
he was getting in the backfield. I mean, he was disrupting us. I liked what we did once we realized that, we started throwing screen passes, and making them chase, and which kind of slowed down your defense toward the end. So I was good with that. But hey, he got in there. They got to Russ. I think Russ needs to be a little more conscious about that. When it comes to being in the pocket. But again, he didn't fumble. The interception was bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to take that interception, because it was like, dang, he threw that. But at the same time, I was like,
You got to protect the ball in this situation. At least come away with the
yeah, you do. Yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah, you do. But other than that, like, where I thought he was going to, when he got sacked, I was like, oh, I just hope the ball doesn't come out. And he didn't fumble it.
No, he didn't.
He drove us, so he did what we needed him to do. He only had 200 and I believe
wait.
5 yards.
Oweh. This is not about Russell. This is about Oweh. It was a question about.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Well, my bad.
I'm going to talk my piece about Oweh now.
Okay, all right, Hendo.
No,
10 seconds.
Don't cut me off.
I was saying, go ahead, Hendo.
As much time as I choose. Listen, Oweh did very well, and technically he should have had 3.5 sacks if it weren't for that 1 penalty. So he was outstanding in this game. The one thing that we have to work on with our defenders is getting that ball away, like Shug said. Like we hit Russell Wilson, but he held on to the ball. We need to start getting turnovers as a team because that's what the old Baltimore Ravens teams used to do. We used to give up a ton of yards, but when it came to the red zone, we would get that interception. We would make that fumble. And I think that's the difference between the old defense and the defense now. But Oweh balled out of control. Like you can't take nothing away, but he was one of the few, if not the only Raven that was out there doing his job today.
That's it.
Now you thought I was going to say something bad, didn't you?
No, you couldn't because the stats speak for themselves for the day. No,
First
you
of all,
couldn't.
I could say we
So
spent too much time
RG,
on the
thank you
player
so
after we
much.
lost the game.
Darius Washington balled out today too. Yes, he did. Thank you. Thank you. Lynx, I see you. I see the Steeler love that you have for the Steeler Nation. Thank you for being here. John Parsons.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. So, undrafted free agent safety balled out, but our $70 million safety didn't get into the game. Man,
Make it make sense.
EDC cooking.
Make it make sense. But, all right. Question. Talk about time of possession. Steelers, 30. Thank you for this, John Parson. Steelers, 36 minutes, 22 seconds. Ravens, it just feels bad to say it, 23 minutes, 38 seconds. Did it feel like that to you? We'll start with you, Hendo.
No, it didn't. It felt more like 48 minutes to 2 seconds. And that's only because we didn't run the ball. Like, for some reason, we get down in football games and all we want to do is pass. That is not the team that we have. Yes, Lamar can pass, but that's not how our team is structured. We are a running team, and I think it goes back to the question, do the Baltimore Ravens know their identity? Do we have an identity as a team? Because we seem to switch it up from quarter to quarter, week to week. We don't know what we're doing. We know what wins us games, but we tend to stray from what does that. And once we get down, and this is what I think is going to hurt us in the playoffs, if a team gets the ball first and they score 7 points or whatever, what are we going to do? Shut up. What are we going to do? Are we going to start throwing the ball and abandoning what we do? Derrick Henry is the leading rusher in the NFL.
Oh, did it actually turn off?
Oh,
sorry.
God.
It actually turned off.
He was the lead rusher by far. At one point in time, Saquon Barkley's caught up, and that's because we underutilized Derrick Henry. Now, I'm not saying we run him 30 times a game because John Harbaugh doesn't want that, but we need to do what helps us win football games, and we just aren't doing it. And when you don't run the ball and you pass and you go 3 and out, you lose the time of possession because the Steelers were actually able to effectively run the ball against our defensive line. And a lot of that had to do with Travis Jones constantly getting hurt. Roquan went out but even before that happened, they still were running on it. So I give credit to them. And I told you before this game started, Najee's going to do his thing, but you have to watch out for Jaylen Warren. Like, that's the one guy that I knew the Steelers were going to use effectively.
Sure. And they did. They really did. Let me apologize. What is that?
Somebody backing me?
No, nobody's backing. Is it me?
I don't know. Somebody backing me?
No, nobody's backing me.
Okay. Or moving something?
Yeah, it's gone now.
Okay, it's gone now. Oh, no, you're fine. Let me apologize to those who are tuning in on Hendo's channel and Shug's channel. I did not set the stream up correctly to merge all of the comments. So we do see you. I just want you all to know that I do see you because I have my phone down here. So I'm looking at the comments coming through.
I had no control over comments. Don't be mad at me.
So I wanted to apologize. She's not even noticing us. Yes, I see you now. That's my mistake.
I just noticed that I got a bunch of stuff in my chat. My apologies for not responding.
We're not ignoring you.
Yeah, we're not ignoring you. So just to let you know,
some of the comments we're ignoring because they're being a little disrespectful. But
if there is a particular comment, where's Danity?
Where's Danity?
Where's Danity in there? I need to hit Danity up and be like, you've been lacking.
Leave Danity alone. But if there is a particular comment from either Shug's stream or Hendo's stream that you want to say, to bring up for topic of discussion, or if a super chat or super sticker or anything like that donation comes in, let me know. Thank you for subscribing. I do see you. Someone just subscribed to Hendo's channel. Thank you. My
Ryan
thoughts.
King TJ. Appreciate y'all. Noah Burry.
Thank you. One comment I see in Hendo's channel, Hendo's chat, is said, Lamar Jackson is not a complete quarterback. He's a good quarterback, but not a complete quarterback. Hendo, from the look on your face, tell me what you think about that.
I mean, who's been a more complete quarterback this season? Name a quarterback that has been more complete than him. He leads the league in passer rating. He was tied for second in touchdowns. He was 3 yards off of the NFL lead in passing yards, and
Yeah.
he's done it on less attempts. So what is not complete about him? The only thing that's not complete about Lamar Jackson in the pass game is his offensive line and his weapons.
For sure. For sure. And his head coach. Danielle, thank you for being here. Steelers fan. She said, as a Steelers fan, good game. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Good game to
Don't you patronize us. It wasn't a good game Ravens. It was a good game Steelers. It wasn't a
She
good
said
game
good
Ravens.
game, Ravens.
We didn't have a good game. They had a good game. We didn't have a good game. We sucked.
Well, wait. The defense, I think, had a pretty good game. The defense, from what we have seen from the defense this year, the defense had a...
They didn't say good game Ravens defense. They said good game Ravens.
That's okay. Tired of tomfoolery says, absolutely unacceptable. I could not have said it better. Regarding today's performance, I think Lamar is the one who shows up when it's time to play the Steelers.
Oh, that's not entirely true.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson now, what is it? Lamar Jackson now has 5 touchdown passes, 7 interceptions, 11 total turnovers in 5 games. That's not showing up.
And his interception today, we really wouldn't call it an interception. That's just a good play by the linebacker. Yeah. But there was a comment earlier that said, "Why does Lamar play so scary against the Steelers?" I don't think he's playing scary. I think it's just the pressure we get on him.
That's what I think it is too. I'd be afraid of TJ Watt.
We know how to play against him. Like their coach had talked about it in his stream a while back. He said when we would run the run option pass, the guy responsible would just go at Lamar. They wouldn't even care about the running back. And they'd go straight for him. It happened today. There was a couple plays where I think TJ Watt blew up Derrick Henry, where it was a run option pass, and he just hit Henry and got him for almost like a 7-yard loss. We just know how to play against Lamar
because we're predictable. Because you have a great head coach.
Maybe.
Your head coach said it. They are predictable. We know what they're going to do.
And everybody,
I'm not trying to quote Mike Tomlin because I don't want to.
You don't like him? You don't like him?
Because I love Mike Tomlin. I don't want to get you guys fired up. I want you guys.
If the man is telling the truth, how can you get fired up when a man is telling the truth?
That's true. I mean, he said what he said about Deontay Johnson, and then it was supposed to be a revenge game.
That was rude.
So was Hendo. So was his performance today.
He just got here.
First of all, Sugar, let me tell you the truth. He had that man beat for a touchdown. Lamar just threw it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But should have ran it on the red line.
First of all, Lamar threw the ball out of bounds. Nothing that Deontay did at that point would have gotten
if he would have ran on the red line.
Is that what somebody said?
Black Ice.
Shout out to Aaron Rodgers.
Shout out to Aaron Rodgers.
Black Ice.
Black Ice.
Someone just subscribed to you, Hendo?
Oh, no, that's
or left a donation. It looks like a donation. Thank you.
Yeah,
it says no. Tomlin knows how to play against Harbaugh. Yes, he does because he knows what to expect from him. Nothing has changed from 2008. We do the same thing. The only thing that's changed is the quarterback and the coordinators. We play the exact same way. Scary football.
Stone that the builder refused. Lamar showed up last year. Receivers dropped everything. Yeah, but this year this was a complete team effort, and at least so. Black Ice. The Ravens offense needs to apologize to us. He's starting to sound like Hendo.
Who said that? No, what? The offense needs to apologize for one bad game.
He said the Ravens offense needs to apologize to us for playing below expectations.
They may have. They do. Because this one hurts a little bit more than a regular loss. Like this
Yeah.
one hurts more than the loss to the Raiders, even though we shouldn't have lost to them
because of
it's-
Patrick Queen.
that too. Everybody knows I'm not a Patrick Queen fan. Never been a Patrick Queen fan. He's very sensitive.
I just love there's certain people on Twitter right now punching air because all they said was Patrick Queen ain't gonna have a good game. Patrick Queen he's so sorry. That's why we let him go and he went to the Steelers. What a joke.
Listen, I don't like Patrick Queen, but I'll never say he's sorry.
Let me address KD real quick. He said, "Why are you talking to Steelers fans after a loss?" Shaking my head, unsubscribe. I wish you all the best, KD. Take care of yourself. Godspeed.
All right.
Lenny Beeson, Henry should have gotten 20 plus
Wait a
carries.
minute. I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. What? Why are we doing on our channels what we want to do on our channels? And you have to announce that you're unsubscribing?
He gave me the thumbs down and then
No. But if I'm unsubscribing to somebody, I'm just going to unsubscribe to them. I don't announce it unless you want some sympathy, because we can give you sympathy. Oh,
no,
please come back.
no. Just take care of yourself, KD. It's just it's a tough world out there. So you be safe, be easy. Lenny Beeson, Henry should have gotten 20 plus carries today. He should.
Again, I think he was going to. And then to fumble in the second play of the game, I think the mindset changed, and I think they just went away from it. Because you saw Hendo, he gashed us good, a couple of times,
yeah.
and if you stick with that, he probably goes over 100 and a couple touchdowns. I really feel it was almost like a Jedi mind trick. He fumbled the ball, and John Harbaugh and the coaches said, "You know what? We're not running this ball anymore."
Yeah, this has been happening since John Harbaugh's been the coach. So we knew this was going to happen. But you would think that with a talent like this, you would say, you know what? Once again, one fumble in 538 carries. It's an anomaly. It's probably not going to happen again. But yet and still, you put your ego in front of the team.
Excuse me.
You put your ego in front of what we want to accomplish as an organization. And this is why I sometimes say that this head coach is unserious about winning the Super Bowl. He doesn't care.
Agreed.
These are the same factors that happen when we get into the playoffs. He lets his ego get ahead of him and say, I'm smarter than everybody else. Watch what I do. And then we end up losing games.
Right.
13 rushes.
Yeah. David Hunt said it, 40 carries. Henry should have had 40 carries. There's no excuse for this.
In this game, yes.
In this game, yes, absolutely.
Where was Keaton Mitchell? Why didn't Keaton Mitchell get a carry?
There you go. Why did we only see Keaton Mitchell on special teams? So it wasn't that he was nursing an injury. It wasn't that he had a setback. He just wasn't utilized. There you go. But we're going to quickly talk about special teams really, really briefly. And then we're gonna say goodnight because there's not a whole lot to talk about this Baltimore Ravens team after today. We'll start with you, Hendo. Special teams.
They suck. John Harbaugh's a special teams ace. He came from the Philadelphia Eagles being lauded as a special teams guy. And ever since Jerry Rossberg has left, this special teams has been one of the worst in the league. Justin Tucker's gone downhill, and someone sent me a video about maybe Jordan Stout's the problem. Well, Jordan Stout's not kicking the ball. And Jordan Stout wasn't an issue last year, nor was Jordan Stout an issue the year before that. But now all of a sudden, it's Jordan Stout's the reason that Justin Tucker's missing field goals and extra points. I'm not buying it because he's been his holder for 3 years now. So, what?
Yeah. I don't know. We have some concerns about Justin Tucker. We should really start to have a conversation because other teams have kickers. They're handling it. They're taking care of business. And I think Killicam said it. We should expect Justin Tucker to be able to make a 47-yard field goal. And he didn't. Shug, talk to me a little bit about the special teams performance today. What did you think from your special teams, and what did you think about the Ravens?
I mean, when we got the best kicker in the league, it's just, 6 field goals. And look at shout out to Big Ben, because he had Boswell on his podcast last week after they beat the Commanders or the Commodores, and he has him on there talk about how great of a kicker is. And then what does Boswell do? Goes out there and kicks 6 field goals to beat the Ravens. Shout out to Big Ben. Look, I was I was gonna say you can't be that hard on Tucker because it is hard to kick in Pittsburgh, but you're right. 47-yard field goal, you have to make that. 54, 55, 56,
Nope,
60,
nope,
something
nope,
like
nope,
that.
nope, nope. Didn't do any of those.
Yeah, you can go. That was tough. 47 yards, and what was the other one he missed?
50.
50, 50.
No, 50.
He made
You got to hit those.
52.
'Cause
He made it. He made a field goal.
but then you make a 52. Like you have to hit those field goals.
Right.
Really?
Um,
Yeah.
and it does change the game
Yeah.
a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, it does. Again, I will concede that if they make those field goals, this game is a little different. But I also say that we were able to. Wow, that's disrespectful.
I mean, right in the middle of his
can you
sentence.
release?
Well,
I was so
wow.
sorry. I was sorry
Can
because
you-
that
Can you
comment
please
kind
make me?
of.
Yeah, can you put me as the wish, Cam
I'm sorry.
Hayward?
I'm sorry. He called him Timu Cam Hayward.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
So
Terrible.
disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
Right?
So not nice.
Yeah.
But MDT
You
Sports.
the pocket size Cam Hayward.
The pockets. That's wow.
Budget billing Cam Hayward.
Pocket size.
Budget
Disrespectful.
billing.
That's awful.
I'm sorry.
MDT Sports, worst head coach in the NFL. We'll end it here. Talk about the coaching.
He's not the worst.
Talk about the coaching. Really let me know your thoughts. John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin. What do you think?
Go ahead, Hendo.
Huh? You already know what I think. Listen, I have a lot of respect for Mike Tomlin and what he's done in Pittsburgh, and I know a lot of Baltimore Ravens fans are going to say, "Well, when is the last time he had a playoff win? When is the last time he won a Super Bowl?" But look at how his teams have been inferior to the Baltimore Ravens as far as talent goes. But yet and still, he comes and he beats us. He has a winning season every year, and he does it with lesser talent. We have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. We have the best running back in the NFL. We've had some of the best defenses in the NFL. And what happens with John Harbaugh? He squanders them year in and year out because he wants to do football his way instead of playing the way that actually wins games. He, after 17 years, still has issues with calling timeouts. He has bad clock management. He doesn't know when to throw a challenge flag. His teams are heavily undisciplined. And this is 17 years later. So you would have thought that in the first 5 years, he would have learned, hey, this is not conducive to winning. This is not going to keep me winning Super Bowls or keep me in the hunt to win Super Bowls. I need to change some things. But because of his hubris and because of his ego, he continues to do things the same way. And when you do things over and over and over and over again, expecting different results, that is the true definition of insanity. So this man is insane and should be put before Congress and
Hendo, thank you.
And flogged. They should flog him.
Thank you so much, Hendo. Thank you. Just leave me
hold
out
on,
of
wait.
Congress. We do have a
I'm
super
sorry.
chat, Chad Bird. Thank you for the donation.
Appreciate you. Says play the king.
I love it. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the super chat. We really appreciate it. All
Yes,
of you
indeed.
who've donated tonight, thank you. Shug, coaches, MDT Sports said that we have the worst coach. We being the Ravens. Talk to me a little bit about your thoughts, Tomlin and Harbaugh.
Horrible.
4 weeks ago, Hendo questioned putting Russell Wilson into the starting lineup. Said we had a better chance winning with Justin Fields.
I did.
I agreed with him. I thought, maybe this was a mistake. They've ripped off 4 wins, scoring 37, 26, 28 points. Today was a little low, 18 points. But this man, as a head coach, has pushed the right buttons with, like Hendo says, as much as I hate to admit it, way lesser talent. And when he gets talent, he's able to, perform. Unless it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know.
They
why.
can't beat the Jaguars for nothing.
But you bring in Russell Wilson, you bring in Justin Fields, you get this team rolling. Now you got Russell Wilson taking over the ball and ripped off 4 wins. You could possibly rip off another 3 wins before seeing the Eagles again, and you're 11-2. I thought the Steelers were going to make the playoffs. I said maybe they could win the division. I wouldn't expect them to be 11-2. I wouldn't have. And Hendo will tell you I'm the most confident Steeler fan out there. I didn't think they'd be 11-2.
Right.
Possibly. So we have a big. This is where the criticism of Tomlin comes in. We have a game Thursday against the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go beat up on them, win that game, get your 10 days off, come back. You're playing against the Bengals, who is a high-powered offense also, and you need to show up against them because then I think they will be taken seriously. I beating the Ravens help, but I don't think people are going to take them seriously unless you come and beat the Browns down, and then you beat the Bengals. I think this is probably the number 2, number 3 team behind Kansas City. But you got to prove it on the field. And this is where the criticism of Mike Tomlin comes in. I think if Tomlin is able to get this team to do that, we're in a great position. He's probably winning Coach of the Year, possibly, and we can go deep in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You didn't tell us about Harbaugh, though.
There's nothing to
I
say.
mean, Harbaugh, you can't, like, he's a good
I don't know why
coach,
Steelers fans. I don't know why Steelers fans like Harbaugh. I mean, other than the
it's
fact
not that I don't
he's
like him.
other than the
He's a
fact-
good.
No.
They wouldn't
Steelers
like
fans like Harbaugh. Other
No,
than
they
the
want
fact
to.
that he
Other
gives y'all
Steelers fans
wins.
want to swap. Yeah, other Steelers fans want
swap
to
the
swap.
coaches. Okay.
No, I'm good on that. But Harbaugh's a good coach. I just think that for whatever reason, can't say he's not a good coach. And you guys have had winning seasons.
Oh,
after
really?
the
So
AFC.
okay. So Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, win. No Ed Lewis. I mean, no Ed Reed, Ray Lewis. 40
Ed
and 40.
Lewis.
40 and 40.
Ooh.
Lamar Jackson winning again. So without those cornerstone Hall of Fame generational type players, 40 and 40. He's at the 40-40 club.
I mean, Phil Jackson wasn't much of a coach without the greats of the game. It happens. Sometimes you need great players to be a great coach.
Of course, you need great players.
Yeah.
Just like I need a
But
great
no.
co-host
But that's to my point.
to be a
That's
great YouTuber like you.
I'm not a great YouTuber, but that goes to my point of Mike Tomlin. There have been times where he hasn't had great players, but he still had winning seasons.
Yeah.
John
Yeah,
Harbaugh.
he had Doug Hodges. He had
Judge
digits. Who was our favorite? Digits? Small digits?
Baby
mittens.
Baby mittens. Yeah, baby mittens. And still
That's
got
so
to
bad.
the playoffs.
That's so terrible.
His hands are so tiny.
I know. All right. One final question for everyone. And this is for everyone in the chat as well as my two
I
guests
hate
here.
Harbaugh.
What?
Oh, that wasn't a question? Huh?
I didn't hear what you said.
No.
Okay. So the final question, one offensive player, one defensive player, who wowed you in a good way on either team? We'll start with you, Shug. One offensive player who you thought had a really good game, one defensive player who you thought really had a good game.
Offensively, I'll go George Pickens. Again, not on much side of the Ravens and Steelers offensively happened, but he was able to get downfield, make some good catches, kind of mess around and cost us the first down. But you know what? He makes plays, and if he doesn't mess around and try to like UFC somebody, he's a good wide receiver, and he could be a top 5 receiver. Obviously, defensive player of the game, probably player of the game, is my man, PQ. Just ripping the hearts of Ravens fans out because they wouldn't pay him. Love to see it. And shout out to Roquan Smith. Agent Zero did nothing today, like his
did
number.
a whole bunch of nothing.
Man had 13 tackles.
Didn't feel like it though. Shout out to Brodney for the donation. Thank you, Brodney. He said, "Great show, everybody. Thank you for being here."
Shout out to my other
and
co-host.
KD. I think you might need. I thought you said you were leaving. Yeah, he said she is literally gaslighting her own subscribers. So KD must have you know what it is, KD? I think you have a crush on me. That's what I'm gonna call it. All right. How about you, Hendo?
Aww.
One offensive player, one defensive player who stood out to you in a very positive way. And let us know in the chat if you had an offensive player, defensive player.
I'm gonna go defensively. Oweh, 2.5 should have been 3.5 sacks. He was all around. He could have had 4. To be honest with you, or 5. He was doing his thing out there. I thought he was gonna get 5 sacks. So Oweh defensively, offensively, who stood out in a good way?
Yeah. Didn't think we'd be sitting right here thinking about this, right?
Either team.
I mean, I said either team, so, but for you as
Oh,
a Ravens fan, tell me on the
okay. On the
Ravens
Ravens.
offense. Yes.
I guess by default, Lamar.
Yeah.
But nobody played well offensively. But I
Right.
guess by
Yeah.
Yeah. MDT Sports. You're right. Yeah. By default, it
oh
would be Lamar. And for
oh
me,
shout out to Chad again with another
Chad,
20
thank
ball.
you.
He
Thank you
said
for the.
Humphrey. He said Humphrey on defense.
Ooh, I like that. But
I mean,
I'm going to go with Odafe Oweh. Yes. No surprise there. I'm going to go with Odafe Oweh. Wowed me in a positive, great way today. And like you, Hendo, on offense, by default, it would probably be Lamar Jackson.
By
But
default.
thank you, Chad, for the donations and all of those who donated tonight, those who stuck around
Showed up.
for the last hour, 15 minutes or hour, 10 minutes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are going to get out of here, but before I do, huge thank you to both Shug and Hendo for joining tonight's show. Starting with you, Shug, would you please let everyone know where they can find you and what you have going on here on social media?
appreciate you, Yolanda. Thank you for having me. I know Ravens fans were not happy to see this jersey on screen, but it is okay. It will be all right. Uh, Thank you for having me on and talking with you about this game. You can find myself, Hendo, and the great Brodney on Still Conspiracy every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern, where we try to talk football, but most likely it goes off the rails real quick. Uh, and that is every Tuesday, Still Conspiracy with my two good friends. And then you can find me also on Suge Knight 1323 on Twitch, where I'm playing some video games. Suge Knight 323, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, where I'm just doing stuff. You know, hopefully getting a little bit into more movie stuff and show stuff, but mainly Still Conspiracies all on there. So appreciate everybody. Appreciate Ravens fans. I know that you're not happy today, but I do appreciate you guys coming and hanging out, talking, having a good conversation. When you know, like Hendo says, when it's good conversation and good banter and
And
nothing too
respectful.
disrespectful, it's great. It's great for football. We should all be able to talk football and have a good time. So
Absolutely.
appreciate everybody that was in the chat, and good luck for the rest of the season until we see you the next time
Mhm.
in Baltimore. And maybe I'll fly out there and see Hendo, and you can see him trying to throw me out the stadium when we win again. But
Not
we'll see.
winning again. Shug, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you taking the time to come out and
Always.
hang out with us. Hendo,
Woe
thank
day.
you. Thank you so much for joining. Please let everyone know where they can find you and what you have going on.
You can find me on the Rogue Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Facebook. You can find me tomorrow night with Brian and Jose from Lunch Break Hot Take, Chris Just Joking from Deep Cover Podcast, and Coach Evans from Sip to Tally on his channel where we do the Ravens Roundup. We're going to get into this game, dive deep into it, and you get different.
Smiling. I'm just gonna be
And you get
smiling that whole stream.
you
Of
get differing
course.
opinions. We all do not think alike. We disagree on a lot of subjects. We're going to just talk Ravens football. Then on Tuesday, like Shug said, you can find us on the Steel Conspiracy. Also, throughout the week, I come out with videos, just chronicling what happened during the week.
Live streams.
No more live streams. I'm done with
Live
this.
streams.
I love live stream with y'all, but I might live stream early in the morning. I'm not for certain. But I will have a video coming out. And also, if you want to support the channel even more, go over to patreon.com/ROUG, become a patron. You can join the Discord and talk with us about these things, life, a whole bunch of stuff. We're building a community of people. Also, you can get to the fantasy football. You can win you some rings like this. I don't want to bring out the other one. I just leave them sitting, or the belt. I'll leave them sitting over there. But, it's a good time, and it's only $5 a month. So if you want to come hang out and chill with us and learn that Suge is not such a bad guy for being such a Steelers fan. Because one thing that I am most proud of about us three and the rest of the guys is at one point we were all strangers. Like we were all strangers, and now we are all like family. Like you guys see us on stream talking football, laughing and joking, but we literally call each other on the phone. Like we literally have conversations about life. Like if I have an issue, I can call Dick up and I'm sorry, I call Richard up and have a conversation and let him know. And it's more than just about football. So I love what we built here. I love the community of friends that we've all become. Because growing up in the era that I grew up in, they said, don't make friends on the internet. It's a very dangerous thing. And I just think that the closest people in my life right now are all the people that I've met on the internet. So I want to thank you guys. I want to thank all you guys in the chat as well. Like this has been really amazing for me. It has been a ride that I never saw coming, and I just want to let you all know that I appreciate each and every one of you and all the things that you do. Even the ones that decide that they want to unsubscribe, it is your prerogative. Nobody's mad at you. If you don't feel like you like the content or you don't like us, cool. But I just thank you anyway.
It was just to me. It was.
It doesn't make a difference. I'm just saying in general. If
I
you just feel
actually,
like
Yolanda, I've unsubscribed from Hendo like probably like 8 or 9 times.
several times. Yes.
After the 2 years. So you
And
know,
I don't get mad. I don't even get mad about it. Like, if you don't listen, I have family members, and it's crazy. I have family members that come to me and say, "Oh my gosh, I watched this person on YouTube. They talk football." And they send me the clips of all the things that they're talking about. And I'm like, well, hey, I do this too. And my family and friends don't watch me. They don't support me. So I don't get offended when people decide that, hey, I'm not for them. I'm not for everybody, and I'm not trying to be. So
no, it's not that you're not for me. It's just you hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry. Shout out to Bradley again.
Thank you, Bradley. Shout out
he
to
said-
you. He
he
said,
said-
thank you.
I'm sorry.
No, it's you read it.
He said, thank you for being a great friend, Richard.
Who is this Richard
Thank
guy
you.
you're talking about?
Oh my God,
I
this
don't
nigga
know.
hurt so bad.
I don't know. Joe Money 84 said Ravens can't lose any more games. Oh, that's a tall order. We've
They
got a
cannot.
gauntlet. We've got a tough schedule ahead. So
And you got the Harbaugh Bowl next week.
we got the Harbaugh
And-
Bowl.
and-
Then
and
after
they're-
that, the
and they're a good
Eagles.
defense.
Then we have Eagles. So I don't know. That'd be nice,
And
Joe
Houston-
Money.
And
That would
we
be
got
nice.
Houston. And we have the Steelers again. That's 4 losable games right there.
So,
And you're 8-8 if you do that.
ooh, let's not even.
9-8.
Ladies, gentlemen,
Actually-
thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining, hanging out with us tonight. We do want to let you know on my channel and as well as Hendo's channel for the month of December, we will
Doubling down?
produce daily content of some sort, whether it is a live stream, whether it is a video or a short. We'll check in daily with you just to give you content for the month of December. On my
Every
channel,
day?
I will give you content, and on Hendo's channel, he will provide content for you every day. So
Every
make
day?
sure you are locked in. Make sure that you subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so you never miss an upload. You never miss content on our respective channels. Again, we appreciate you.
Y'all get 31 shorts.
We're not going to do 31 shorts, but we are going to have content for you every day during the month of December, just so that we can keep you informed, up to date, before the Ravens make their final push for the playoffs starting in
Super Bowl.
January. So
To
with
infinity and beyond.
with that, I will say goodnight. Thank you again to my special guest here. Thank you for joining us, everyone. We will see you all very soon. We will see you very soon. And until next time, take care, stay safe. And yes, even though when we come in second place, I still have to say it, go Ravens. God
Forget
bless.
Harbaugh.